I went on my trip to interview Reverend Masada Sinukaban, who was an activist for HIV, who lives 1.5 hours away from my hometown, to discuss HIV matters in Caroline.
Saya seorang aktivis yang sangat peduli terhadap masalah HIV/AIDS, khususnya di gereja dan di masyarakat yang ada di seputaran Tanah Karo. Tanah Karo ini salah satu daerah yang paling banyak saat ini yang terinfeksi virus HIV/AIDS. Awalnya 2005 itu hanya 2005-2007 itu hanya 1 sampai 5 saja koda orang yang hidup dengan HIV/AIDS. Ya. Tapi saat ini sudah lebih dari 600. Sudah lebih dari 600 di Tanah Karo. Dan hampir di semua desa, 269 desa, kuta atau kampung, 17 kecamatan. Itu semuanya ada minimal 1 atau 2 yang terinfeksi virus HIV/AIDS. Jadi saya berkata, dan kita juga tahu, mungkin adik juga tahu, kita semua tahu, kalau satu saja penderita HIV/AIDS ada 10 sampai 100 di belakangnya atau di sekelilingnya, kan begitu. Jadi kalau sudah ada sebenarnya lebih 600, berarti perkiraan sementara dugaan kita, kemungkinan sebenarnya di Tanah Karo ini dari 269 desa, ya, 17 kecamatan, hampir 400.000 jemaat atau masyarakatnya, penduduknya, sudah ada 6.000 sebenarnya di Tanah Karo. Paling banyak di Tanah Karo ini adalah korban ataupun penderita HIV itu menularnya dari seks bebas. Yang kedua, itu tadi, dan yang paling sedikit itu ibu yang lahir kaum. Itu sangat sedikit. Satu peran gereja, satu peran pemerintah. Yang keduanya bisa bergandengan tangan. Di samping itu ada yayasan-yayasan lain kecil, tidak terlalu besar seperti yayasan-yayasan kita. Di samping pendidikan kurikulum, ada supremasi hukum. Perda ini sangat dibutuhkan. 2 perda ini sangat dibutuhkan. Perda khusus tentang pencegahan HIV di sekolah, SD, SMP, SMA, SMK, dan juga pembatasan ruang-ruang SSN, warung rumah-rumah.
I went to a disclosed HIV safe house to interview one HIV victim and an activist that was working in that safe house.
Apakah ibu mengidap HIV/AIDS?
Iya.
Iya. Ibu umur berapa mengidap HIV/AIDS dulu?
Umur tahun 2010 lah.
2010 ya, Bu. Apakah ibu sudah mempunyai anak, Bu?
Sudah.
Sudah ya. 3 itu makannya pada saat kapan saja, Bu?
Kalau obat tokso itu 4 kali 1 hari.
1 hari. Yang untuk yang lain, Bu?
Yang lain kalau obat mata 2 kali 1 hari.
Yang satu lagi, yang ketiga?
Obat virusnya malam aja.
Malam sekali. Berarti ada 3 jenis ya, Bu. Tanya. Jika ibu mempunyai pesan gitu kepada orang-orang yang masih muda seperti saya atau orang-orang lain gitu, apakah yang harus dilakukan mereka misalnya supaya mereka bisa menjauhkan diri dari HIV/AIDS ini, Bu?
Ya, kalau bagi yang muda-muda janganlah ikut pergaulan bebas.
Pergaulan bebas ya, Bu?
Seks.
Gitu aja ya, Bu?
Iya.
Apakah ada pesan-pesan yang lain?
Ya kalau bisa, kalau menikah nanti dia diperiksa juga pasangannya gitu.
Oh begitu ya, Bu?
Nah, karena nggak tahu kita terinfeksi gitu.
Iya.
Risma, and my surname is Tarijan.
Okay.
And I stay here in a shelter for people living with HIV and belong to GBKP, Karobatan Protestant Church Indonesia,
Okay.
in Medan.
After I saw the graph that the United Nations and the government of Indonesia have recently shown
Yes,
with the HIV and the growth
yes.
in Indonesia, can you tell us a little bit more about the growth or the conditions of HIV in Indonesia?
Yeah, the condition is Indonesia is very unstable, because why? The information and education for people in Indonesia is still low, yeah, but hopefully it will be increased lah.
Talking about
So many-
the education about HIV in Indonesia, or should I say sex education,
Yes.
maybe in Indonesia.
Yeah.
Do you have any comments regarding the efforts that the government have made with pushing the children of this nation
Yes.
to learn more about
Yes.
HIV or sex education?
Yeah, actually, government Indonesia has produced some books like reproductive sexual health,
Yes.
reproductive, to learn about it in the school, and the government has published it in order students know what is sexual exactly. But not all people understand, not all students understand it without any guidance more and more from the doctor or people,
Expert.
Expert like me, because they just get it in the school. But because of our culture, of course, sometimes if we tell about the sexual education, they feel that it is not good. Yeah, but right now, government, churches, and other religions work together to make some outreach, outreach to the young men in order they know really about the danger of HIV/AIDS.
Talking about the lack of education in Indonesia, why do you think people are skeptical, or they are hesitant when they want to meet with people that have HIV?
Yeah, because the information and education about HIV is still very low. So they do not know what HIV/AIDS clearly, and the explanation about HIV or education still, what do we call it, not yet can be understood in the middle of the society.
Okay.
So the lack of education of it make many people not understand it really. So this is my job. That's why I always come to the village and visit many people, and in order they know what it's HIV, AIDS, and how we get it, and how in order we cannot get infected of HIV.
So, since you are working in the province of North Sumatra, and you are working with the traditional church which is
Yeah.
Gereja Batakaro Protestan,
Yeah.
which is a traditional church. So I am guessing that you are only focusing on North Sumatra,
Yeah.
the HIV in North Sumatra. Can you tell us a little bit about the province's problem regarding HIV?
Yeah, the province problems is still about the information and education, and of course they still need donation to help, because if there is no donation, of course the information and education will be very weak, and of course we cannot do many things so much.
Can you
So
describe
even though
a little bit about the program that the government have created for people that are infected with HIV in Indonesia?
Yeah, actually the government is working hard to help people living with HIV, because you know that they have helped the people living with HIV with what do you call it, medicine free. ARV, antiretroviral viruses. Of course, it is very expensive, but the government of Indonesia is very kind. Make the medicine is free, so we can take it free in government hospital in all over Indonesia.
Is it accessible? Is it accessible, or is it can anyone that is infected by HIV get free medicine, or is it just the people that are recently infected by HIV?
I mean to all.
All.
Yeah, all. I mean to the people living, even though the new one, they get free.
Free.
Yeah, medical from the government.
So the government pay
The
for it.
government,
All of
free.
it?
Yeah, free. Okay, and in order the people know that this is very expensive one. But actually, many the people living with HIV, they do not know that this is very expensive, and sometimes they what do you call it? Yeah, they don't eat the medical, the medicines. They do not know that how the government very love them. So of course,
2 million,
yeah, 2 million.
2 or 3 million
Yeah.
is for 1 month.
Yeah, once month.
1 month.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, this is very expensive for Indonesia.
Especially
right now.
for the poor people.
Yeah, the poor people. Yes.
So,
But the rich people.
so what you're trying to say is that we need to fear HIV.
Yes.
Fear HIV, but
Oh,
we
yes,
should not fear the people. with
Yeah, we
HIV.
should not to fear the people living with HIV, but we should fear only the virus.